Hello, my name is Dana Elliott, and it is my hope someday to work as a librarian in a public library. With that in mind, the library that I chose to observe at was a medium-sized public library in a relatively urban area. Just about every question that was asked while I was observing was whether or not the library had books by a specific author or about a specific subject. For example, one night several patrons asked about the new cookbook that was featured on Oprah by Alicia Silverstone. One patron asked about whether or not there were books about dogs because they were looking to getting dogs for their children. Every Monday, the librarian always checks to see what book was featured in Sunday's paper because they know that many patrons will ask for that book on Monday, and she wants to be aware of what she's going to be working on that day. This library also has several rooms that are available for meetings and other gatherings. When these rooms are available, they are open for people to use. Many questions were whether or not one of these rooms was available to use for doing homework or studying or just talking with friends. None of the questions asked while I was there were really probing reference questions. They were very general, usually involved a quick search in the catalog, after which most patrons left content. Because of the nature of the questions asked while I was observing, and because all three libraries that I initially visited for this assignment had difficulty telling me what kind of reference questions they were asked, and two of them even said they weren't really asked reference questions, I was left to not wonder if a reference desk is necessary at all in a public library. All of the questions asked were questions that don't require an advanced degree in library science. As a matter of fact, none of the people who worked at the reference desk even had an MLIS, and they did just fine answering all the questions that patrons asked them. In reality, many people are wondering if reference desks are necessary. When the University of California opened a new branch, the library that they built does not have a reference desk. Instead, it has several points of contact where there are highly trained students and occasionally paraprofessionals. If the students are unable to answer a question, they page a librarian on duty. If for some reason there isn't a librarian on duty, the patron is encouraged to contact the librarian themselves. There is a detailed directory of librarians, and each librarian also has business cards. Patrons can make an appointment, send an email, or send a text message, whichever they prefer. During the creation of this reference desk-free library, 4 key values emerged. The first value is that they feel that offering reference to one person should be the exception, not the rule. This library values being able to help multiple patrons by making it easy to navigate the library's print and non-print resources. The second value is that they feel it is more worthwhile to teach a man to fish rather than give him a fish. In other words, they have created tutorials and frequently asked question lists that answer common questions, such as how to use a database or the library catalog, so that the user is then able to learn how to use the library in addition to finding what they are looking for. The third value is that they want to be able to assist everybody on campus and not just those who go into the library. Since many of their resources are online, a user doesn't have to come to the library to access databases and catalogs. The tutorials and frequently asked questions that were created are able to help students who are both in the library and those that are accessing materials from another location. The final value is that they want their librarians to be able to work on other tasks and projects, and not just sit at a desk waiting in case somebody needs some referencing help. The librarians are more than willing to help a user who needs it. That user just needs to contact them when they do. Because I noticed that most of the questions asked at the reference desk were questions that could easily be answered by a library page or even a volunteer, I wonder how some of the values at the University of California Merced Library could be applied at libraries elsewhere. It would be fairly easy to create tutorials or frequently asked questions on how to use the catalog, how to locate a book, how to use a mail database, etc. The library I observed at already had this going for them, and I imagine many more do as well, but it would be financially beneficial to train non-professionals to answer the more basic questions, freeing up the professional librarians so that they are able to complete other tasks. Perhaps have those trained staff members rove the library, help with shelving and weeding books. If they are found with the books, then patrons may ask more questions. If it isn't already, make the library easy to navigate. Clearly label those mystery books, the DVD section, the children's section, and all the other sections that the library has. If the website is difficult to navigate, and some are, clean it up. Make the menu useful to help people navigate. So is it really necessary to have a reference desk? Particularly at a public library, I don't think so. If we're creative, we can find a way to assist the patrons in a way that is satisfactory for them while still wisely using our resources and completing everything that we need to. If you would like more information about what they are doing at the University of California, Merced, the citation for the article I used in my research is listed above. Thank you very much.